Flat Stanley has come to visit me in a very flat part of the country. This is North Texas, about 30 miles east of downtown Dallas. Here it gets hot in the summer, cold in the winter. Springtime has spectacular thunderstorms, but now in the fall it's very calm and mild. This is a rural area, so there's lots of open land for cattle grazing and crops, like this one, cotton. Flat Stanley wanted to get a closer look. I brought Stanley out here to have a look at my town's water tower. These are all over this part of Texas. I think it's because it's so flat, we don't have the mountains to help generate water pressure, so we do it with water towers. This particular water tower sits behind the building where I work. I thought I'd bring Stanley here to see the office where I work. This is the mobile division of id Software, where we make games for cell phones, Nintendo DS, and so forth. And there's nobody here right now because it's Sunday and they're all home for the weekend, but I thought I'd bring Stanley in and show him around. This is a fantasy role-playing game called Orcs and Elves that we developed last year for the Nintendo DS. This is a cell phone game called Wolfenstein RPG. We're just finishing it up now, and we hope it'll be released by the end of this year. But games aren't the only thing I help make. I also help make rockets. Today I've brought Stanley to Armadillo Aerospace. We make rockets here. We hope to make space travel cheap enough so that someday people like you and me can go there, and Stanley too. This rocket is called Pixel. We use it mainly to test the systems that we hope to take us to space someday. It won't actually go to space itself, but it does fly. We're not going to fly it today, though. We're going to tie it down and do a static engine test. We want to make sure the new engine is performing properly. And Flat Stanley gets a front row seat to the test. Flat Stanley came through the test just fine, though he is a little bit colder now. One of the propellants used in the rocket is liquid oxygen, which is 298 degrees below zero, and it runs through one of the pipes right behind where he was sitting. This rocket is called the Mod, which is short for modular, because it can be connected to other rockets just like it to make an even bigger, more powerful rocket. And like Pixel, it can also fly. But just like the earlier test, we're not going to fly it anywhere today. We're going to hold it down so we can test all the systems without it actually going anywhere. And once again, Stanley gets to sit on board. Well, that was quite a bit of excitement for one day, and I think Stanley had a great time. But I think tomorrow we'll try something a little bit more relaxing. This pond sits on the property where I live. Although it may not look like much, there are fish in there. There are some really big fish hiding in this pond, but I've been having trouble finding them. Stanley here has agreed to help me today, though. He is going to help guide me to the monster fish. All right, Stanley, go find him. Oh, he's got him, he's got him. Yeah!
Well, Stanley, maybe I should have asked you to find the medium-sized fish. Whew.
Well, I think Stanley really enjoyed his time in North Texas. There were lots of exciting adventures and interesting things to see. I know I had a good time, and I hope you did too.